Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You wake to the sound of water dripping inside your RV. The battery indicator reads 0, and your phone battery is fading fast. You feel that spike of panic. What do you do first? I remember standing in my slippers with a flashlight, water pooling by the kitchen cabinet, and thinking, I'm so screwed. Then I learned one simple valve check that stopped the leak in 5 minutes and saved our weekend. That moment changed everything for me.
Welcome. And what if the life you've been dreaming about is just one decision away? You're listening to Road to Freedom and Fulfillment. I'm Coach Karen, your RV lifestyle coach. Today, 5 low-risk, high-impact fixes you can learn this week. A safety-first troubleshooting flow, and the mindset to try them without pretending to be an expert.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie. Expect a few laughs, short stories, and practical tips. We've got Alex, an RV tech, and Maya, who went from panicked to empowered on the road. We'll walk you through real steps, not mechanics jargon.
Quick safety note before we dive. We'll focus on low-risk fixes you can do safely. For anything that involves propane leaks, structural framework, or complex electrical systems, call a pro. We'll tell you exactly when to stop and call someone. Okay, Alex, Maya, welcome. Tell us briefly how you each found yourself fixing RV problems on the road.
Thanks, Karen. I got started fixing RVs in a shop and then on the road. My focus is on making instructions simple. Check the obvious things first, switches, fuses, valves, and always isolate power or gas before touching components.
For me, it was necessity. My partner had passed away and I chose to travel full-time. The first major scare was that midnight water leak. I felt helpless until a campground neighbor showed me one valve and a wrench. After that, I read manuals, practiced basic checks, and slowly built confidence. Beautiful! That's exactly why we made this episode. We'll cover the 5 fixes: batteries, freshwater hookups/leaks, propane basics, small electrical resets, and tire pressure/visual axle checks. We'll keep it to steps you can do without specialized tools. Alex, batteries first. What should listeners know and try?
Batteries are top cause of morning panic. First, read the gauge. If it's low, turn off non-essential loads. Fridge on gas if you can. Lights, inverter. Check battery connections. They must be clean and tight. If corroded, use a baking soda water mix and a wire brush, but wear gloves. For a quick reset, turn the main battery switch off. Wait 10 seconds, then turn back on. If the engine starts but house battery won't hold a charge, you may have a bad battery or charging system issue and should get a test at a shop.
I carry a small jump starter pack. Once, I revived a dead house battery enough to power the lights and make coffee until I reached a service center. That pack weighs next to nothing and is worth its weight in peace of mind. Great. Next, freshwater hookups and leaks. Alex, walk us through the simple checks.
Always start at the spigot. Is the city water connection on, and is the hose fully seated and not cracked? Check the inline pressure regulator. If you don't have one, get one. It protects your plumbing. If you hear dripping, trace to the closest visible fitting and tighten with channel lock pliers, but don't over-tighten plastic. For inside leaks, close the water pump and main city connection. Dry the area and watch for where water reappears. If it's a loose clamp on a hose, a screwdriver or nut driver usually fixes it.
I once thought every leak was catastrophic. Turns out a loose hose clamp under the sink was all it took. Knowing where to shut off the pump saved me from hours of stress.
Propane next. This one makes people nervous. Alex, what are safe, non-invasive checks?
Safety first. If you ever smell strong propane, get everyone out and call for help. For routine checks, make sure tanks are secured and valves are closed when traveling. Check that the regulator vent is not clogged, a quick visual. If an appliance won't light, confirm the tank valve is open and the appliance's pilot/ignition follows the manufacturer's steps. Never attempt regulator repairs yourself. Replace a faulty regulator or call a pro.
And bring a flashlight when you check that regulator. Everything always looks more intimidating in the dark.
Electrical resets and tripped breakers. Alex, simple reset steps listeners can do safely. Think of it like your house. Check the inverter and converter breakers first. Flip the breaker fully off, wait a few seconds, and flip on. For GFCI outlets, press the reset. If a breaker trips immediately after reset, unplug what's on that circuit. There's an underlying fault, and you should avoid using that circuit until a pro inspects it. Always turn off power at the main before touching wiring. My rule, if it trips twice in a row, stop. I mark the breaker and call for help. Trying to force a reset can make things worse. Tires and axle visual checks. Quick, safety first tips.
Tires are non-negotiable. Before driving, do a walk-around. Check for low pressure, bulges, cuts, or odd wear. Use a tire pressure gauge. Know your recommended PSI for load, not just the sidewall max. Look at wheel studs and lug nuts. Missing or loose studs mean call a pro. If you see fluid dripping from an axle or hub, don't drive. Those are red flag calls for roadside assistance.
Now let's pivot to practical wisdom, compact toolkit, safety habits, and our 5-step troubleshooting flow. Katie, what should be in every closet-sized kit?
Small socket set, adjustable wrench, channel lock plier, screwdriver set, hose clamps, duct tape, a tire pressure gauge, a basic voltage tester, zip ties, a multi-tool, and that jump starter Maya mentioned. Lightweight, fits in a tote.
And safety gear, gloves, safety glasses, a work light, and a small fire extinguisher rated for electrical/flammable liquid fires. When you work, clear the area, turn off power and gas as appropriate, and tell someone where you are if you're alone. Our 5-step troubleshooting flow. 1. Stop and assess. Smell, smoke, noise. 2. Isolate power, gas, water. 3. Check the obvious. Valves, switches, fuses. 4. Apply the simple fix. Tighten, reset, replace a clamp. 5. Test and observe. Repeat with caution, and if anything feels unsafe or doesn't resolve, call a pro.
Rapid fire Q&A, quick answers. Alex, what's a warning sign you should never ignore?
Propane smell, smoke, grinding noises from a wheel, or repeated electrical trips.
Your go-to part you always carry? Extra hose clamps and a few spare hose sections. Save me twice.
When should someone definitely call a pro?
Anytime you smell strong propane, see structural damage, find a leaking axle, or the breaker trips immediately after reset. Also, anytime you're unsure, it's fine to get help. 1-minute daily habit for confidence? Do a 60-second walk around every morning. Check tires, look for leaks, listen for odd noises. It becomes ritual and prevents surprises. Key takeaway in one sentence. You don't have to be a mechanic to solve most common RV problems. You need a safety-first process, a tiny toolkit, and the courage to try small fixes. 3 quick takeaways. 1. Learn the 5 low-risk fixes we covered and practice them in daylight. 2. Build a compact toolkit and a 1-minute daily walk-around. 3. Know your stop points. When to call a pro. 1 action step this week. Do a daylight practice session. Check battery connections, find your water shutoff, and locate the propane tank valve. Follow the checklist in the show notes and take a photo so you'll remember.
Resources are in the show notes. A printable troubleshooting flow, a compact toolkit list, and time-stamped links to the 5 fixes. We'll also add a short glossary for any tech terms.
As we wrap, a word of encouragement. Permission to be a learner. You are not expected to know everything, only to know the 5 safe moves and when to pause and ask for help. Imagine pulling into a campsite and feeling calm because you handled a small problem without drama. That's freedom.
Before we close, if this episode helped you, subscribe to the show and grab the toolkit checklist in the show notes. Share your repair wins with our community so we can celebrate them with you. Thanks for joining me today. If you're ready to take the next step, check out my course, The Road to Freedom and Fulfillment. Link in the show notes. Subscribe, share with a friend, and leave a review if this episode helped you. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep planning, and keep moving forward. Your freedom is waiting.